In this video, we are looking at the most popular quartz countertops. With the way trends are going right now, we're not seeing as much of the white on white kitchen. So white cabinets, white subway tile, white countertop. Can you still do it? Absolutely, you can do whatever you want. It's your own home, but if you're caring about trends, we're seeing a little shift to warmer, softer looks, a little bit more organic. But a lot of people are still doing white quartz countertops. So several of the samples I have here are based on that, starting with Brittanicca. Beautiful countertop. You can see it's got some veining. This one has a more graphic vein. So when you're choosing a countertop, you got to say, okay, do I want a more noticeable vein? Do I want a subtle vein? Maybe I don't want veiny stuff at all. I just want some more flex or more of a mottled look. That's one of the first things you want to decide. The second you want to decide, do I want a more or less white countertop or something a bit softer? But the thing to remember is that even though a countertop looks white, most of them actually are reasonably soft. So this is Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace, whereas Brittanicca looked pretty white before. Now it looks that little bit softer, right? This matters if you still want to do white cabinets. You want to make sure your whites are jabbing with each other and one isn't too yellow, too off, too blue, green, all that stuff. Now, shifting to that little bit softer look, Cambria Brittanicca Warm. This is one that I have in my kitchen. I'm obsessed. I love it. I regret so many decisions that I make in my home because I'm like, oh, I wish I did something else because I fall in love with things very easily. I don't regret this. I would do it again and again. It's gorgeous. So in comparison, you might say, okay, do I like a more or less whitish base or do I want something that's actually not white, a little bit softer, maybe it's a little bit softer warm, softer cool. Brittanicca Warm gives you that. There's another one in this series called Brittanicca Gold. It's like next level. It's not messing around with a really strong orange vein. I wouldn't do it. This is as far as I would go personally. Now, let's look at Cambria Ella Matte. Now keep in mind, yes, these are in the luxury series because that's what I have access to right now. I have some that are more affordable that are coming up, don't worry. But you can also get these samples and take them to your local suppliers, see what they carry for brands. I only highly recommend that you make sure it's a well-known brand and make sure the supplier isn't just bullshitting you because they're like, no, it's great, it won't stretch, it won't stain, and it will. Like the cheap ones, they will. They're terrible. So make sure it's a well-known brand. Like I'm talking Caesarstone, Cambria, MSI, what's the other one I'm thinking of? LG. Oh my God, there's some great brands out there and there's some that are just like dumpsters on fire. It's not worth it. It's not worth your hard-earned money. Anyways, that was a bit of a rabbit hole, but just get reasonable quality and if that's out of your budget, maybe get laminate rather than put in a cheap quartz that's just going to look terrible in a few years. Now I wanted to show you the difference between soft warmth and soft cool. Ella Matte isn't super cool, but definitely has a more grayish vibe when you compare it to Cambria Brittanicca Warm. And if we compare it to Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace, see that little softness in there? It's quite pretty. I'd be cautious to do gray countertops. We are going to look at a few, but with the way trends are going, yes, do gray countertops if you love gray countertops. Just don't do all gray. Don't do gray tile, gray wash floor, because that trend is already gone. You will date your home. Unless you're living in it forever, you can fill your little gray boots with whatever color you want. But if you're concerned with trends and resale, do not commit 100%. Balance it out with some wood floor or something. Now, let's look at, yes, a little bit more affordable line of quartz. Silestone Ethereal Glow. This is so pretty. What I like about this is there's versatility. And when I'm choosing a countertop, like when I chose my Brittanicca Warm, I wanted versatility so that if I change my mind down the road, which I always do, like on a monthly basis, I can change things around. This gives you somewhat versatility compared to some other countertops. So you can see it has that white-ish backdrop. Again, comparing it to Chantilly lace. So if you're picking countertops, get a sample of Chantilly lace and see how they compare. Or Sherwin-Williams High Reflective White is a great one. So you can see there's some gray veining. Gray veining in white quartz countertops will have undertones. You're talking blue, purple, green. Like 95 times out of 100, you're looking at purple. Sometimes it's a warm purple. Sometimes it's like slightly stormy, maybe a flash of violet blue, but not rarely. It's usually a warm violet undertone. Sometimes a bit violet pink. This one is more or less violet, but I see a little bit of brownish warmth in there. And you can also see those lovely orangey gold flecks. These are what give you some amazing versatility. So if you have a lot of beige finishes in your home, that's a countertop that can help you transition into a new, more modern style. This one, I love this one. If I had to redo my countertops, I would consider this. This is Silestone Calacatta Gold. Happens to be in the suede finish. I personally like a bit of sheen on my countertops, but you do you. So I know it's so hard to see in videos. Just write down notes, get a sample. This has like a really soft off-taupey vein in there. There's the darker part, that's gray with a strong violet undertone, which is great because a lot of today's popular colors really cater to that undertone, so don't worry about it. Again, we've got a bit of that orangey brown in there, which gives us that versatility. Yay, love it. Another interesting one, this is a line I haven't really dove into tons. I haven't had the opportunity to experience it personally. Dekton porcelain countertops. I've heard rave reviews. They're fantastic, super hardy, super durable. Can they chip? Sure, but from what I've heard, they also are even more stain, heat resistant. I mean, from what I've heard, maybe even fully heat resistant to a degree, unless you're gonna like put a blowtorch on it, which case, well, you get what you get. This is REM, R-E-M, from the Natural Collection. Again, if you have warm finishes in your home and you're like, oh, I really want to get rid of my old quartz or my old granite, it's going to be a really interesting transition for you. Actually, if you need like a new kitchen palette, on my blog, I have pre-created kitchen palettes with some of these countertops with new cabinet colors, wall colors, backsplashes. I got some good stuff. So you can buy pre-made palettes, like it's a PDF of information. Cambria Ironsbridge, again, luxury series. See if you can find a match if you want to save some money. Cambria has great customer service, I'll just let you know. Not that I've ever needed it. I have had zero problems with my countertop. Anyways, okay. Soft white, not super stark white. Really, that's like more of a mottled fitting. I don't know if that goes blurry when I pull it in or not. A little bit more of a mottled look versus a veiny or flecked look. I love this countertop. Tons of versatility in here in terms of the neutrals it has, and it has a little bit of warm brown, just wee little sandy flecks. You're not going to see those up close, or you're not going to see them from afar. That's more of an up close thing. Now, where is my big bad boy? Yes, come to mama. Taj Mahal. This is a quartzite. It is so friggin' hardy. It's harder than granite. So if you're a granite lover, but you want, some of the granites are a little outdated looking. You want a more updated look? Taj Mahal is kicking it so hard in the countertop world. It is massive right now. And one thing about Taj Mahal is that nothing's timeless. Nothing is bomb-proof. But as far as countertops go, this one is pretty friggin' awesome and versatile. The thing is, it is a natural stone, so there's going to be variation per slab. They kind of all look like this. Some suede, there's a tiny bit warmer, some a little bit more greigey taupe. There's a whole mix in there with some beautiful veining. Like, I am so obsessed with this countertop. I can't even tell you. This isn't even one of the prettier slabs of it. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't want quartzite, or maybe where I get it from is too expensive, you might check out Caesarstone Taj Royale, which is super similar. This is a quartzite, natural stone, engineered stone. Beautiful, flexible warmth in there. Way less variation. So if you look at Taj Mahal, right? Taj Mahal. If you look at Taj Mahal and it's too busy, you're like, oh, it's got a little bit too much going on. Taj Royale picks up a lot of the similar colorways, just with a way more subtle palette profile. Now, many of my online clients say, oh, I'm going to do a soft gray countertop. And I go, okay, be careful. You can go gray, just don't do all gray. As you know, gray's going out. Not going out. Gray's gone out. I'm sorry. And I have gray cabinets, so it's like, my feelings aren't hurt. Gray's not trendy anymore. I'm okay. Caesarstone Symphony Gray. If I were to do a gray countertop, Symphony Gray is beautiful. Kind of got a concrete look to it, and it's got some nice dark veins in there with a bit of blue-violet undertone that I love. Great with white cabinets, great with super dark, like bluey-black cabinets. Like, if you did Benjamin Moore Wrought Iron or Cheating Heart, it would be amazeballs. Another one I really like is Caesarstone Bianco Drift. If you do want a light gray countertop, it leans warm. Warm is good. It has some flexibility to it. I also really like Vicostone Cemento Polished. It's almost like a reverse marble. You know, marble that's white with gray veining. This is gray with like kind of a cool white veining. I did this in our bar area. I love it. I actually love it, and I have it with white oak, and it looks amazing. Highly recommend. And I actually don't see a lot on it. Some of these solid finish countertops in the medium depths, you see everything on them. Caesarstone Piatto Black. If you want black, this is kind of a honed suede finish. There's probably a name for it, but it's not on here. I say be careful with these honed and suede finishes because you will see spots in them like it's nobody's business. Like even when it dries, you see the dried spot. I have a lighter take on this, like considerably lighter, in our powder room downstairs, and I see everything on it. I will never do it again. There's one brand that does it quite well, the suede finish, and I'm gonna say it's LG, but I could be lying. If you're wondering about that, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna check with my source who told me which one is the best one for the suede matte finish, and I will confirm that for you. And I also like this one. This is Caesarstone Black Tempal. That's T-E-M-P-A-L, not Tempal. It's got really nice cool undertones. It kind of picks up a soapstone look. This is one where I'm like, you know what? It's got so much modeling, a few little bits of sheen to it that if I did this suede matte finish in it, I wouldn't worry about spots as much because there's some variation, whereas this solid finish would be the death of me, guaranteed. So I'm also going to do another video on the best laminate countertops. And if there's other things you want me to talk about to do with countertops, leave me a comment. If it has mass appeal, I'll do a video.